So what are your thoughts on all this? I mean, as a Black woman who has been active in our community for so long, what has your experiences been like in our community of Gilbert?
Well, I've been in Gilbert, I had my house built here back in 1998. And we've been here since then. I love the Gilbert, like you said, all the boards I've been on. I've became a active participant within the city. I have nothing ill to say about the city of Gilbert or the town of Gilbert, however you want to put it. But I do know not everybody like in leadership should be there, because like I said, there are bad apples everywhere. And on the Gilbert town, I remember one time when I was thinking of running for town council within Gilbert, and
which you would be awesome at, by the way.
Thank you for that. But then I went to seek the advice of someone who had also been an active part of Gilbert, Brigette Peterson. And I asked her because I was led directly to her and
she's running for mayor now, right?
Yes, that's what I heard,
yep.
That she's running for mayor. But when I went to chat with her about, thoughts of me running for town council, and I remember so vividly her saying, "You can't run." And I said, like, why? And she said, "Because you're Black." And I was like, oh, like, what? And because I'm Black, and looked like she took pride in her ability to say that so confidently.
And she was a councilwoman at this time, right? Was she, or was she not?
I wasn't sure. I don't remember if she was council at the. Yes, she was. I believe. I'm pretty sure she was. That she was council at the time. And when she said that, I just remember that feeling that came over me. I can honestly say that I can't really tell you that I've experienced racism in my life. But that was my first time. If I had to relate to racism, that was it. For someone to tell me that I can't do something that she was free to do, though. She was free to do it. Mm-hmm. But I should not run because of the color of my skin. And sometimes these things sound easier than it is, but it's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard anything to digest. To be told something, it's like, really? Now, this day and age, I'm being told this by someone? And these are the type of people that we need to weed out. Because someone who thinks like that, these kind of people, first of all, have no place in politics. Mm-hmm. They have no place in political leadership. If you're going to lead a community, these people do not need to be over a city, a community where every resident or constituent does not look like them. These are the things that most people they sweep it under the rug. Oh, she don't know. Oh, she this. But we have to stop that. Because it is that one bad apple. She's that one bad apple mm-hmm. that has the potential to lead chaos to the town of Gilbert, to have people thinking differently about this wonderful community. And it disturbs me to know that she have the audacity to run for leadership, to be a decision maker of a community where everybody don't look like her. But she's not going to make decisions for everyone that doesn't look like her, because that's not her concern. And even through now, making statements about what's going on in the world with regard, bringing it home. What are we doing? What is she going to do? I would love to know, what is she going to do? How do you increase relations with the relationship in the community with people who don't look like you? How do you let them know you're going to listen to them? How do I know you care about me and my thoughts and the things that are important to me? I would really hate to see her end up with the title mayor making decisions for an entire city.
Yeah, I just don't understand the mentality of including race into the person's ability to lead, right? Because I came from the military. I spent over 21 years in the military, and some of the best leaders I've ever interacted with, whether they were officers, whether they were just enlisted individuals, it never mattered what race was, but I've had leaders that were black that were just phenomenal.
Well, it's kind of my understanding that I guess previous black people, I also hate the term African American, so forgive me for that.
That's why I don't say it, because we're all Americans.
Well, I'm not from Africa, and
no one calls me a European American.
My roots go to Georgia, so I'm black, and I'm a black, extremely proud American. Mm-hmm. But from what I understand, other blacks that have ran for office got death threats. So whether she didn't know me well enough to be concerned about my safety, first of all. So, it was just, she said it. Her rationale for saying it was, that people got death threats. Well, I don't know. Why did she care? She didn't know me well enough. I was asking her about, her path to getting to where she was. Mm-hmm. But hers was, you can't run because you're black. And I don't know if it was in support of that. I don't know. Like you said, she's not here to defend herself, so I don't know what her rationale was for saying that to me, but all I know is it was said.
And you shouldn't say stuff like that, right? I mean, I would never even, that thought would never even come in my mind to tell someone like you, to say that you cannot run for any elected position in any community because of who you are.
Well, I think, it's one of those things that's one of the things I think that a lot of people see, the lack of authenticity. Mm-hmm. That is that closeted racism. I'm kind of happy. I mean, at least she told me instead of thinking it and working against me in the background. But
that's a whole nother story.
Right. But that institutional racism, that institutional white privilege, and that is the tone in which she said that to me, with such a privileged opportunity to say, I have opportunity, you don't. I can run without the threat of death threats, but if you run, you're going to get death threats, and God knows what other type of retribution is going to come your direction.
Because I remember when, I know it's on a federal level, but Colin Powell, when he was even just talking about running for president, he got so many death threats. So, I mean, I get it, but...
Right, and I think people need to understand, there are always going to be people you don't like for whatever reason, and you're entitled to that. Mm-hmm. But I, for one, I pay my taxes. I'm a homeowner. I was married for 24 years. I've done my part. I paid my debt to society. I am a good citizen. I'm a good person. I do what I'm supposed to do.
And if you were to come to me and say, hey, I'm thinking about running for mayor, if I thought that you weren't a good quality candidate for mayor, I would just say it based on your character. I could care less what your skin tone is. That doesn't determine how I vote for people. So...
Well, to me, it should never be about.
It should never ever be about skin color.
It's about ability, influence, change. It's about what you're bringing to the table. What are you bringing to the table? Mm-hmm. What are you going to do for the community? Are you willing to listen to all members of the community, all backgrounds, all economic backgrounds? So it's about, if people are living, paying their rent tax dollars are still going to support the community in which they live. So if you don't feel this way or even if you align with that ideology, you have no business in a decision-making position over people that don't look like you, that's not from the same economic background as you are. I find it hard for you to defend, speak up, and work for everyone when you think in a particular direction.
Exactly. So I want to close today's show by saying this, and Elizabeth, I bet you would agree with me 100% when I say the overwhelming majority of Americans are awesome people who do awesome things, right?
Of course, this is America.
Yeah, and then there are the 1% who suck. It is what it is, right? Some people like Joe Biden say, what did he say, like 10%? But I'm down to 1 because I think the overwhelming majority of people are awesome. But unfortunately, the 1% get almost 99% of the attention because bad news is good news. So the next time you turn on the news or log on to social media or wherever you go for information, I just want everyone listening to remind themselves that 99% are good, 1% are bad. Elizabeth, thanks for joining us today. And I know for a fact our conversations will continue past this, like they always do. Take care and Godspeed.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Zona Podcast Show. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, share with friends, and tell the world about us. If you are interested in being a part of our show or would like to become a sponsor, please email us at info@zonaconsultants.com.